Welcome back, guys. I am 32 and a half weeks at the moment. Bump is definitely growing. I'm feeling like it's exploded in the last couple of weeks. So for today's video, I thought I would talk about what I've been doing throughout my pregnancy in terms of supplements, books I'm reading, movement, mindset, all of the things. So first of all, we are starting off with what supplements have I been using? So at the start of my pregnancy, when I was about 6 weeks pregnant, I went and got a blood test. From this blood test, I got a naturopath to have a look at my results, and I needed, because I eat mostly vegan, I do eat eggs now occasionally, but prior to that I was completely vegan, and my iron wasn't crazy low, but it had dropped a bit. So I started taking this Ethical Nutrients Mega Iron supplement. It's also got, it's a women's health one, so it also has vitamin C, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, calcium, and that is all. So that one I was taking a few times a week just to top up, and then I was also taking a B12 like twice a week maybe. This one I have stopped taking because this has quite a lot of B12 in it, and it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's got enough for the day basically. So that is that one. Then in terms of, like right now, I am still taking iron. I'm doing 1 a day. I was doing 2 a day, and it turns out I was overdosing myself on B12. So 1 a day it is for now. I probably need to find a different iron supplement, but I have heard that iron supplements can make you constipated, and I'd love to avoid that. This one is great, and I have not had that experience, so I'm sticking with this for now. Then in terms of what other supplements I do take Juice Plus. So I do fruit, veg, and berries every day. Just as like a little top up in my nutrition, so I figure it can't hurt to give myself an extra boost of nutrients, especially right now. Then I also take the Omega blend. This has Omega 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So this one is, I have seen recommended supplements for like DHA and EPA. This is in here. So that's what I take that one for, get the brain. Then in terms, I do also add in a vitamin C occasionally. Then in terms of protein powder, I found a lot of the protein powders on the market were like not safe for use in pregnancy, or consult your doctor, or just to avoid. So basically what I did is I did find one, it's gone now, a Naked Harvest one that was like the most acceptable label I could find. However, I've ended up just sticking with the Complete Powder by Juice Plus. It's got a lot of other great whole foods in it. So I know I'm getting like not just protein, I'm also getting a bunch of other good things as well. With this too, it's not as much protein as a traditional protein powder. However, it's still 13 grams, so it's still, I'm getting an extra boost there. Plus a lot of other good vitamins and minerals. That is pretty much it for supplements. Okay, next we have books that I recommend reading, preferably before you get pregnant. However, I've read all of these while pregnant. So the first one is called Raising Healthy Families in Unhealthy Times. It's by Kate Golay. She's a good friend of mine, and it's a guide for conscious parenting. This book was so great, and it just removed a lot of the fluff and any fear that I was feeling around, well, around all of it really, around birth, around knowing what to do with a newborn, all the stuff that people tell you need. So this was really great for knowing that actually it's a lot more simple than that. The next one I'd recommend is The Montessori Baby. This book is really cool. My boyfriend's actually reading it at the moment. I've already read it, and it's a parent's guide to nurturing your baby with love, respect, and understanding. This is super interesting because again, this one removes a lot of the fluff in terms of how you set up your baby's room, and you know, this introduces things like a floor bed, and it's just a really respectful way to ask your child or actually pay attention to what they want or what they might be attempting to communicate before they can actually talk. Yeah, it was really cool. The next one that I recommend, which this was recommended to me by so many people. It's called How to Have Well-Adjusted Babies. This is like a Bible. I've never read the Bible, but this is like the Bible of pregnancy and kids, I swear. Like I think it's like 650 pages long. It's huge. There is so much valuable information in here. It was written by a chiropractor, and it says a book that every parent, potential parent, and healthcare practitioner must read. It is actually so helpful, and I find that the chick that wrote it, she's very she'll present both sides of something. So for example, with like vaccination, she'll talk about getting your children vaccinated and not getting them vaccinated and the benefits and consequences of both decisions. So it's really great, and she shares lots of personal stories and other people's stories as well on all of the categories that are in there. But yeah, like I said, so much information. This book was hard to purchase. I had to find it on eBay because there wasn't really many places that actually sold it. I know a lot of chiropractors do stock it, so definitely check that out if you want to read it. Highly recommend this one. Let's talk movement. So for movement, what I've been doing is really focusing on listening to my body. I'm definitely training different to how I was. So prior to becoming pregnant, I was lifting weights. I was doing a lot higher intensity training. I was running occasionally. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I pretty much stopped running. The exercise guide that I have been following is the Body and Bump ebook. It's, I don't know if you can see it, it's this one on the left, by Sarah's Day and Charlotte from Flow Physio Co. So she's actually got a Instagram page that shares heaps of information around pelvic floor. The reason I like this guide is because it's set up so Monday you do strength, Tuesday's mobility, Wednesday's cardio, Thursday's mobility, and Friday's Pilates, and then Saturday's like active recovery. So I do active recovery a lot of days because I'll aim to go for a walk most days, if not all days, to get my steps in, which is a challenge to get them in when you work from home. The other thing that I love is this program actually has pelvic floor exercises worked into each day. So you do whether it's like holds or pulses, and you do diaphragmatic breathing, which is breathing into your belly, which I need to stop and do right now because I talk too fast and I get excited and then I run out of breath. It's one of the perks of pregnancy. I get a lot more puffed easily. So yeah, so I'm following that. In saying that, I have mixed the workouts up sometimes. Like if I don't feel like doing cardio that day, I might swap the cardio and Pilates around. Otherwise, yeah, I'll go for a walk and swap the mobility days around. I really like it. I think stretching is so important in pregnancy, just for comfort and everything. So far I've been really lucky in terms of I guess my pelvis and not feeling any like pain around that area so far, which is great because I've heard some people can. Okay, next up I want to talk about mindset. Mindset has been an absolute game changer for me. Not that I've ever been pregnant before, but I'm very grateful for the mindset tools that I had during this pregnancy. I think they helped a lot. So at the start, every morning when I woke up, I was telling myself that I felt really great and just being okay with my routine changing. So I had to eat before I worked out, and that was fine. And I knew that made me feel better. And then really just listening to my body. So if I did feel nauseous, it was tuning in and going, okay, what do I need right now? Do I need to close my eyes for a while? Do I need to get out of the car if we were driving? Do I need to drink water? Do I need to have a snack? A lot of the time, I just needed to eat something. I don't know whether that like balances out the hormones, because I believe it's a surge in hormones that makes you feel nauseous. So yeah, I did that. I was really always told myself I felt great. I've always had like visions of birth going smoothly, like everything going well and just flowing and just being very calm. Any time that I feel myself slipping into a fear or a nervousness or anything like that, I just remind myself that like my body knows what to do. This is natural. Women have been doing it forever and it will all be perfect. And I just coming back to that place of turning those nerves into excitement, I think is really helpful as well. And yeah, the other thing that has been super handy, super handy, is having lots of different conversations with people. People love to share their opinions or their thoughts and beliefs, which sometimes I have asked for them, so it is 100% warranted. Other times, not so much. And one little trick that I do is in my head, if someone says something to me that's like a negative belief or something that I decide, actually, that's not something that I would like to take on, what I do is in my head, I'll just say, I reject that. So for example, if someone said to me, oh, you just wait, you're going to be so sick. In my head, I'd just go, I reject that. Like why, sometimes I've rejected things out loud as well. You know, like if someone's ever said, oh, you're never going to sleep again. In my head, I just go, I reject that. And it's not so much that you're being oblivious to what's going to change. It's that for what purpose would you go into something with these negative thoughts and beliefs? Because it's just, if you honestly believe that you're never going to sleep again or that you're going to feel sick, like you probably will. You'll manifest that. Whereas I'm really focused on the positive and, you know, still hearing people's experiences, but then rejecting anything that they sort of push onto me. So I hope that's helpful for anyone else who is pregnant and, or not even, this can actually apply to anything in life. If someone says something negative, you can reject it in your head. Or even if you say something and then you catch yourself and you're like, oh my God, that was negative, you can like cancel and delete it. And it's such a great little tool to utilize when you're hearing negative things or if you're around negative people. But yeah, I hope some of this stuff was helpful. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below or send me a message. I'm more than happy to help. Again, I've never been pregnant before. I'm doing the best I can with the resources I have. And I'm really aiming to keep moving, staying really positive, listening to my body and learning what I can. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you would like to see a nursery setup video / what products I bought, what I've got for Barb, what I've got for me post-birth, let me know and I would be happy to share what I'm using. A lot of what I have got is recommendations from other people who have already had a baby. So I've really tried to focus in on what do I actually need, what do I not need to worry about, and yeah, got the bare minimum, I think. A lot of it has been presents too, so I will share that. But yeah, let me know in the comments if that's something you would like to see.